So imagine for a moment there was a castle nestled along a lake with tranquil views of fields and gardens surrounding the ancient structure. Who lived in this castle? Was it home of a king or queen? Was it built as a fortress to protect or to wage war? Today, we are going to build that castle and begin telling its story. Heyo and welcome to another episode of Pine Harbor County, where we will use and abuse the new operating district mechanic that was introduced in Cities Skylines 2. And today, we are focusing on the construction of Woodbine. I hope everyone enjoyed our little opening cinematic of what we will be building today, as I am wicked excited to be building it. What I'm even more excited for is the lore that I want to write with this build alongside you, the viewers. So, down in the comments, tell me your theories on who built this castle and why. Was it a king or queen or someone else? If you read a comment with lore that you like, hit the like button on that comment. The comment with the most likes will become the official lore for our build. Alrighty, so without further delay, let's jump right on into building our medieval castle. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is actually come in and place our medieval castle. And that is because this entire build is going to be revolving around this castle. So I want to make sure that it gets priority positioning. I think I'm going to place it right about here. And then I'm going to come up with a 2-lane road first, I think. Actually, let's just start with an alleyway. I just want to draw this right up to here. And then with a 4-lane road, I'm going to attempt to create a smooth curve. Let's kind of come down and see how that looks. Okay, so I think for the most part that's pretty good there. I kind of like that it's not completely even, and I think it could actually give us some opportunity to come out with a road right here and put some hillside housing in, as well as some more parks and maybe another custom garden right up here. All right, so the next few assets that I want to place in here are actually some school buildings. We are still starved for schools and education. So I want to actually come in and I want to make a few, I guess, private, for lack of a better word, educational services. In my area where I live, there are public schools and private schools, probably like where you live. For the most part, the public schools are for those who already pay taxes to the town and their kids now just get to go there. Private schools, you have to pay like a separate tuition fee. So for me, I would say then that by providing a private school in this area, it's community-wide, so county-wide, sorry, not community. And that's kind of the goal of what I'm trying to create for this build here. So we're gonna just kind of come up here with a few roads, and I want to start by getting a nice big chunky high school, probably right about here. And I want to run a road right along it. And then right behind the school, I actually want to try and wiggle in a stadium of some assortment, probably a football stadium. Or maybe actually a soccer field. Yeah, I want the soccer field because I want this area right here to be flushed up against the back of this. Means I do want to come in here, snap off guidelines. Oops. See if I can just wiggle that nice and close in there. All right, I think that's going to be pretty good for now. And then we are going to add on some of the extensions. So I think just a good old basic extension wing here. I think we'll add elementary schools in this area. And I want to make a little bit more of a unique design with that. So let's go in, let's add just 2 elementary schools first, because one's going to become a middle school, one's going to stay elementary school. Obviously, the game is only going to accommodate elementary school education, but we can name it whatever we want. And then on one of these, I do want to just add in. I have to move it over a little bit. But I want to add in one of the children clinics because I want it to kind of look like, I want to fuse it together. All right, so I think we'll go with that for now. It's kind of going to take a little panorama here. See how it all looks together. Cool. All right, I think I like that for now. There are just so many people walking on this. Anywho, next you may recall in previous episodes that I mentioned I did want to focus a little more heavily on some zoning so we can start unlocking more signature building assets. So we are going to do that now, and I'm going to draw a little bit of inspiration from Chiyoda City in Japan. I fell in love with just how this area appears. It's the imperial city surrounded by Tokyo, which is, Tokyo's known for its high-rises. Well, I won't be emulating the high-rises per se. I do want to work on emulating a historic structure with a more modernized city built around it, obviously with taking a few creative liberties. So I'm going to come on in. Oop. I'm going to make sure that I have my hands on the keys correctly. Anyway, we're going to come on in here, and I'm going to build in just a little bit of road networking. I want to smooth this out first, I think. All right, So let's come in here, and I want to just see if I can just make a basic grid. I sort of can. Okay. Okay, so we unlocked the CO10 condos. I think that's how you read that. I mean, they're unlocked for now, but this area right here, I don't know if we're going to keep. We should still retain the unlock, but I figured this might be an okay time to kind of pause a second here and let the simulation run and build everything in. I just want to see how that housing works in the layer of height. And I really don't know if I want to keep it as row housing or not. So yeah, let's fix some of our crosswalks here first, because I don't really want crosswalks right here or here. That's fine for now. So yeah, if this is the viewpoint I want to keep here, let's meet back up in a little bit of time and see how this all looks. Okay, so I'm actually okay with how that came out. We could even, if we really wanted to, add a little bit more row housing right here. I think we'll be able to do that if I block off that here, the pedestrian path. Oops, didn't want 3 by. There we go. And right there. Now if I delete this, having to. No, will not. And I think some trees are definitely going to kind of help with this here. But if we come around and do like a little panorama here, I kind of really like how it looks. Okay, a couple of steep cliffs here, but not too shabby, honestly. And I think right here we can just add in a big garden, kind of like what we did with the botanical garden down here. So stay tuned because I'll add that into the Beautifying the Build time lapse. All right, so you're going to notice I did a couple of things off camera here. For starters, I added in some more row housing right here, and I've put a couple of placeholder farms down, as well as this interchange here. I did this because I've kind of played around with a couple of things. I thought about taking the river. I tried taking this waterway multiple times now and trying to connect it. And I don't know if it's just because the terrain is so hilly right here, or, I mean, I'm pretty abysmal at terraforming, but no matter what I did, I was flooding everything. Just everything. So I'm going to try and work with this for now. We might come back in and change it because I'll admit I really wanted to build the river, but it's just not happening. So anyway, let's come on in now and let's get some farming into this area here. And I want to do this in a few different ways. So I want to start by actually connecting the farms up. So yeah, we'll connect just like that for now. And then let's fix that. All right, and that will be the first farm that we place in. And you'll notice this one is grain, vegetables, and cotton. Well, textiles, I guess. Oops, wrong button. And a lot of that is because in our production, this is kind of where we're at with everything. We're doing okay on grain. I will add in a livestock probably somewhere in there. Vegetables and textiles. I'm trying to get everything into a surplus because we are kind of hurting on farming and agricultural land. All right, and then I think what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna continue some of the row housing in this area right here, and then I'm gonna make a little bit more of a rural connection right up here. So let's jump on in and do that next. All right, I think we'll stick with this for now. There's definitely a couple of things I like and I don't like about this build so far. I think I'm gonna fix some of that up a little bit. That's about there. And then one little thing I also want to come in and do. All right, so I think this is what we're going to stick with for now. We'll probably fill a lot of this in with some trees here. Hopefully, I think that's going to really help kind of fill this area in, make it feel very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not woodsy per se, but garden-esque. I guess that's going to be a word now. Garden-esque. But yeah, I think this is a good way of kind of implementing a good amount of our zoning in, as well as adding in what for me is just a really nice castle right up here. All right, so in the last episode, I asked whether we should put a roundabout in front of the botanical garden, and we did get that suggestion. So I want to begin today's Beautifying the Build time-lapse with the construction of a roundabout, and then kind of just segue into some detailing. And I think we're going to start by deleting the parking spot right there. I'm going to turn all my snapping on. And there. And we'll decorate this up quite a bit here and come back to kind of see how everything turned out. Alrighty, thank you everyone for joining us today. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing for more Pine Harbor County. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.